the men.
Welcome back to Network Africa. Let's dabble a bit into the world of business. Kenya Airways has posted an operating profit of $8.88 million for the 6 months ended in September, raising hopes that the struggling airline may begin to reverse its years of losses. The 27% owned airline by Air France-KLM has been reducing the size of its fleet, selling non-core assets like land and cutting jobs to try and turn itself around after years of losses, which were due in part to a slump in tourism in Kenya to the attacks by Al-Shabaab.
Kenya Airways said that its pre-tax losses narrowed sharply in the first half of the financial year and operations profits were up, but it failed to impress investors who focused on falling revenues.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to announce on behalf of the board that our operating profit at 900 million is up 143 percentage points compared to last year, same time, when we made a operating loss of 2.2 billion. And the loss after tax has reduced 60% from 12 billion last year, same time, to 4.8 billion.
Kenya Airways, which is 27% owned by Air France-KLM, has been reducing the size of its fleet, selling non-core assets including land, and cutting jobs to try and turn itself around after being hit in part by a tourism slump in Kenya following attacks by Somali Islamic militants. The airline said it's pursuing three main priorities: closing its profitability gap, refocusing its business model, and optimizing the company's capital. A strengthened US dollar, increased borrowing costs, and the negative economic effects of lower commodity prices hit travel demand, but reducing the number of aircraft used have cut fleet ownership costs by 35%. The appointment of veteran telecoms executive Michael Joseph as chairman this week has helped lift sentiment at the airline. Pilots have threatened to strike to demand management changes, but called off the action when Joseph's appointment was announced.
Let's take a journey now with one of the few women carpenters in Zimbabwe. She is Jennifer Rupia, who started her business in 2010 with no formal training. Today, she's one of the most sought-after carpenters in the country.
On the outskirts of Harare, Jennifer Rupia is building a sofa at her workshop. Jennifer is one of the few female carpenters in the city. Before she started her business, Charliewood Investment, 6 years ago, Jennifer used to sell snacks to other carpenters. Then she started to take a keen interest in their work. She later became an apprentice and went on to try her hands at the male-dominated trade.
I was attracted to this trade by passion to do a job that's commonly associated with men, because I don't believe there's any difference between what a man can do and what a woman can do. I saved some money and started buying materials to start the business. I also got a lot of help and training from my male counterparts until I mastered the art. Even in my sleep, I can give you the measurements for any type of sofa.
The 45-year-old says it has not been easy to penetrate the market. Some customers are reluctant to have their work done by a woman, but she says she's encouraged that a number are beginning to appreciate her services. Jennifer's sofas sell for between $100 to $1,000. The country's informal sector employs about 6 million people, with many formal businesses and industries shut down in the last 15 years as a result of the ongoing economic slowdown, many people are turning to entrepreneurship to make a living. Large chain stores that closed down have been replaced by little businesses that sell a variety of local and imported products. Jennifer's colleagues say they have been inspired to see her grow in the business over the years.
We urge more women to join this trade because they are breadwinners. And in the event that one's husband dies, they can still be able to take care of their family. Industries are closed. There are no jobs, so women have to use their hands to earn a living. And one of the ways is to take up a trade like this.
Jennifer says she wants to encourage other women to follow her lead and challenge themselves, even in areas considered a preserve for men, so they can become successful entrepreneurs and at the same time help change perception about women.
And as we're in Network Africa, thousands of Africans have continued to attempt that deadly crossing over the Mediterranean into Europe looking for a better life. About 190,000 asylum seekers and refugees in Egypt, more than 1/3 of them come from African countries.
Samaya is a Sudanese asylum seeker from Sudan. She is applying for new papers in Egypt. She lost all her papers while crossing the sea to reach Italy, but was arrested by Egyptian authorities. Egypt has a long history of providing asylum to refugees and at the same time is a traditional route of illegal migration to Europe by sea. Thousands pay smugglers to make the dangerous journey across the Sahara to Egypt. From there, they take their chances with smugglers across the Mediterranean. Samaya's husband, who fled before her, is now in Europe. She's been living in Cairo for 2 years and is desperate to join him.
And there is no money, there is no work, there is no house, there is no husband, no family, no babies, no anything. I cannot waiting here.
Before she arrived in Egypt, Samaya tried the dangerous smugglers' route across the sea 3 times. Each time, she was detained by authorities. On her 4th try, the boat Samaya was traveling on, which was carrying 500 refugees, sank and never arrived in Italy. 300 people died, an experience that left Samaya traumatized.
I cannot forget the people dying in front of my eyes. Dying. They tried to catch me, they tried to take me from, and they die. And they came, the body that come like, I'm swimming, and the body that swim as me. And I cannot forget this all my life. I cannot.
As the world concentrates on the huge flow of Syrian refugees, analysts say Africans who have had to flee their countries have often been overlooked. Since 2014, there's been a steady increase in the number of interceptions of refugees and migrants trying to leave Egypt in an irregular manner, according to the UN Refugee Agency, UNHCR. This year, over 4,600 foreign nationals, predominantly Sudanese, Somalis, Eritreans and Ethiopians, have been arrested for attempting irregular departure from the northern coast, a 28% increase in departures seen in 2015. Meanwhile, Samaya's UNHCR asylum seeker application will take months to be processed, but she says she'll try her luck again with the smugglers.
Again, a dangerous trip, trying to cross the Mediterranean in small boats. We discourage it. Please, thank you for watching Network Africa today. I am Amarachi Ubani.